In fact, let me just read Judges 2:18 and 19. It says, whenever the Lord raised up a judge for them, he was with the judge and saved them out of the hands of their enemies as long as the judge lived. But when the judge died, the people returned to their ways, even more corrupt than those of their ancestors, following other gods, serving and worshiping them. They refused to give up their evil practices and stubborn ways. It was just like this cycle of evil that kept on coming. And it was almost like you can see a spiral leading all the way down to their demise.
Yeah, the Israelites needed help at this point, for sure. And if they disobeyed, they would be cursed because of the Mosaic Covenant we learned about in the Exodus era. Basically, that if this covenant allowed that if they obeyed the Lord, then they would have, in their last episode, I love how you detailed it or summarized it. If they obeyed the Lord, they'd have crops and kids and they'd remain in the land. If they disobeyed the Lord, there would be confusion and calamity and they'd be exiled from the land.
Totally. And yet God has mercies. As he brings in these judges, but the problem is, as we just read, it's like as soon as a judge would die, they'd become more corrupt, and then they'd bring in a new judge, and the judge would have worse character, and so you'd see this cycle of getting deeper, where Israelites' sin allowed their enemies to overtake them, and then they would repent to God, and then they would send another judge, and then it would get better for a second, but then it would get worse again. It was just a very, very dark cycle of them not seeing their need of something bigger than just a judge.